This right here is a Native American ceremonial toilet. Predates dinosaurs by a couple days, and you know, you just kind of wash up afterwards and you're good. And in this episode of People vs. Paranormal. That's not good. Battery just drained.
You can also talk into that, or play around with that. Are they upstairs?
They're outside.
Who's here with us?
My name is Ben Ring, and ever since I was young, I've been surrounded by spirits of the dead. Whether spirits in my childhood home or local legends, they have always been a part of my life. I've made it my job to put myth to rest and to prove that ghosts do exist. I've assembled a team of the most skilled professionals in the field. Join us as we search the most haunted locations in the world in search of proof. It's time for People vs. Paranormal. In Windham County, Connecticut is the town of Thompson. Thompson is home of the Thompson Speedway Motor Park, which holds one of the biggest race programs in New England, the World Series of Auto Racing. It is also the site of the Great East Thompson train wreck, one of the worst train wrecks in history, and the only one to involve 4 trains. Thompson was named after the English landholder Sir Robert Thompson and has a population of around 10,000. It is a quiet, rural New England town, but it's full of history. This is also the town where our team member Lauren grew up. She was able to gain access to the Ellen Larned Museum. Ellen Larned was an author who had a love of history and published many books about her beloved home. The Thompson Historic Society created this museum to showcase the antiquities that commemorate Ellen's life, as well as other historical figures and historians that were part of Thompson's past. It also holds some artifacts from the Nipmuc Indians, who had tribes throughout this part of New England, as well as items from the Civil War.
So waiting for Lauren to show up, and Anthony is deathly ill, but he's toughing it out. What did you do today for medicine? You chugged a bottle of Dayquil and you're eating vitamin C?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's going to be good today. He's going to be seeing ghosts everywhere.
For a while anyways.
This town is so old that we have realized nothing is paved. We are walking in dirt and gravel. And it brings Tim back to his childhood, really, and it's really nice for him.
Yeah,
like, he doesn't get a lot of memories nowadays, so...
I can't remember them either.
No.
That's my old high school, yeah.
That's a high school?
That's high school. And middle school, too.
It looks like it needs 1.21 gigawatts of electricity going through the clock tower.
Yes.
Wow.
Jeez.
That's so cool.
Oh my god, this shit's so much.
So you were ghost hunting in junior high? Like...
Yep.
We let them sit up front for this one.
Yeah.
We're doing the hard job right now. We have I don't know if you can see it out there somewhere. Maybe.
Yeah, you can see it.
There's a camera out there. That's our time lapse. Doing the exterior shot of the building. The one that segues the interviews into the investigation. And we don't want it to go off being stolen or anything.
Well, the land it's on goes back to the probably 1,000 or so years ago. There was a major village right outside the front door here for the Nipmuc Indians, and when the white people settled here, there was several taverns that came here. They were houses of enjoyment, and once the taverns went on, Ellen Larned, who the building is named after, was one of Windham County's most prolific historians, and Ellen was a remarkable lady in and of herself, and she led the charge to build this building in 1902. So, and a couple of the things that she did that was quite interesting was she had all the children in town bring stones from their farms. So there's a piece of the whole town in this area, which is really cool. So all the outside stones that you see there came from the farms and villages all over town.
Very interesting.
So Ellen died, I believe, in 1912 or thereabouts. Her family was part of this community since the early 1700s. Their family came over in 1630s. You know, so there's a big history with Ellen and her family here. So we're kind of anxious to see if there's anybody lurking around, making sure we're doing the right thing.
Good, good.
Yeah, so we're pretty excited about that. This is called the Sarah Crosby Dunleavy room. The room itself, we use it as our headquarters for our meetings and such. Everything in here has a memory to it. This particular piece right here is an Indian grinding stone that we've dated back to about 900 years ago. And we have a couple of other Indian relics in here. You can see that long stone there. That's used for grinding chestnuts. There's an Indian head there. Again, this area was predominantly Nipmuc Indians for many, many, many years. The swamp that's down here and the hill that's over there were very, very important to the Indians. So even before the whites were here, or Ellen was here, the library was here, for many, many, many generations the Indians were in this area. This room is a exhibition for women in Thompson, and what we're trying to do is show mostly we do a lot of education with the children to show what the women were doing in the 17, 18, 1900s. Most of the clothing that you see here are quite phenomenal. We have several members who collect these clothes. Part of the display is some of the more significant women that we have. This lady over here, Emma Shaw, was a prolific author and was has quite an interesting story where she traveled all over the world trying to do the stories that she wrote about. So it was pretty cool. She's a pretty cool lady. On the other side over here is one of my favorite ladies. This is Harriet Turtelot.
Oh,
and
I know who that is.
yeah, if anybody from this area knows Turtelot Memorial High School, well, it wouldn't have happened without Harriet. I mean, Harriet was quite an outstanding lady who gave our community an incredible amount. And I'm certain Harriet's, if she's not here, she's at the high school keeping an eye on that for us.
Yeah, there's some stories there too.
Yes, there is. Yeah, yeah. This is Norman Ream and Carolyn Ream.
Okay.
Norman Ream was one of the wealthiest men in America. He was in the top 50 wealthiest men in America during the turn of the century, and they built a phenomenal mansion where Marianapolis Preparatory School is. Yeah. And the Boston Globe at one time said that the mansion rivaled all those in Newport. So it was quite an incredible facility. Marianapolis bought the land. They turned it into a college, and then from a college, right after the Second World War, they turned it into a preparatory school. We do have records here that, if the records themselves could tell a story, are just phenomenal. We have Civil War records and Revolutionary War records and pictures and things that came from the Civil War that's just, amazing. And then we lost a lot of guys in the Civil War, and we've had about 300 that fought in the Civil War, so we're certain that there's some people from they used to train right out front here. So
this wall was already pre-hung with the items that are here. Basically, we hang them on the walls just for storage purposes, and there was a large stack of them, so we started hanging these items on the other three walls. And most of them are hung by wires with a clip nailed to the wall. And when I put them up there, everything was straight and level for the most part, at least by eye. And I noticed that was maybe 8 to 10 years ago, and I noticed in the recent past that a number of them, as you can see, are crooked now. And it just seems odd that there's that many of them that are like that. I have no idea why. There was, I think somebody was burning brush at one time, and the wind blew some of the embers up into the eaves in the back of the building, and the fire caught, and it went into the attic section, which is actually still charred now from the fire. I don't remember what year that was. I'm going to say the 1940s, maybe. But fortunately, they caught it, put it out, and it didn't hurt the structure. The George Keith had the tavern here. I think he was the first one to build on this spot around 1794 to 1797 era, and he ran the tavern here. I know John Wilkes owned it at some point afterward. I do not know what happened between the John Wilkes time and then when the library building was built in 1902. John Martino, our president, commented that he thought that someone had frozen to death, I believe, outside in the cold of the tavern. And I know somebody somebody was drunk and got thrown out, and he went out in the barn and he died. He froze to death overnight. That's the dumbwaiter there.
Yep.
And then you can see where this wall is here that sticks out. There was a room that came across from here over to here. We tore it out about 8 or 9 years ago because it was sitting right on the dirt floor, and it was all rotted and damp and getting moldy, so we just tore it out. Yeah, this was just a storage space about 3 years ago because we were running out of room in the archives room. We fixed it all up, painted it, put a laminate floor down, and for storage of archives.
This area here is probably our most interesting.
Yeah, that's the attic.
And you can certainly go up there, but you got to stay on the because you'll go through the ceiling.
Yeah, my mother-in-law's attic is just like that. So.
Yeah.
Just take a quick peek.
And if you go up there with you can see with the light. Go ahead. You can see to the left the burned.
Yeah, the charred rafters.
Lisa and Darlene are members of the Thompson Historic Society and will be joining us on this investigation.
If there's anyone here with us, can you tell us your name? How many spirits are here? How many spirits are here? So we're looking for Ellen, Grace, Polly, anyone here who will at least acknowledge us. Just say hello. Do you like what's become of this building? So we're looking for Ellen, Grace, Polly, anyone here who will at least acknowledge us. Just say hello. Do you like what's become of this building?
Alice Ramsdale.
What's the name?
Alice Ramsdale.
Alice Ramsdale, are you here? Can you just come on over and speak into this red light in my hand? What's the name?
Alice Ramsdale.
Alice Ramsdale, are you here? Can you just come on over and speak to this red light in my hand? Is there anyone in this room with us? If you're in this room, can you tell us your name? Why are you here?
Is there anyone in this room with us? If you're...
Oh, that's not good. Battery just drained.
On what?
Really? Yeah, this is brand new batteries in this one. So who in here is taking all our battery power? Okay, that's you.
We are here to document evidence that there might be some other worldly beings in this building. I spent a lot of time here as a kid, and I just want to say hello. There are two devices in front of us that you can use to communicate. I don't know if that's you right now, but what you want to do, you kind of seem like you already know what you're doing, is you want to touch that metal pole in the middle, not the middle, I'm sorry, the side. And we're going to use that to communicate with you.
Blue knows your color.
You can also talk into that, or play around with that. Are they upstairs?
They're outside.
Interesting. You can also play around with you.
Blue knows your color.
You can also talk into that, or play around with that. Are they upstairs?
They're outside.
Interesting. You can also play around with that green light. I'm gonna check if they're up there or not, because that definitely sounds like that has to be them. Are you guys upstairs? Hello? Anyways. I'm gonna check if they're up there or not, because that definitely sounds like that has to be them. Are you guys upstairs? Hello?
Anthony and I are not in the building, but actually across town at this moment.
Where's the team right now?
Not here.
What are they busy doing?
Investigating.
They are investigating, and we are at Famous Frank's Milltown Cafe. About to get some hot dogs. I'm ready, you?
Do we have any Indians here, any Native Americans that are attached to some of the items upstairs? If that's something that was something you're attached to, can you come down here and make those lights light up for us? Once again, don't be afraid of it. It's not anything that's going to hurt you.
Can you touch that light if you're one of the Nipmuc tribe?
Air whisper.
As soon as Tim hears the whispering, these two orbs dart out towards Darlene.
Air whisper.
I might try moving it because I feel like it just something's telling me to move it. I
Yeah,
don't know
let's
why.
go over in the corner here.
Okay, yeah, because
Let's put it up on that concrete slab.
Where is it? Oh, up there.
One over in the corner. Can you see? I'm sorry. There's nothing to trip on except for up against the wall here. Except for that. Alright. Let's let it happen.
You just have to be careful over here because the EMF coming off these boxes is crazy.
Yeah, and the terracottas.
Yeah.
Be careful, don't step over there. Okay, we moved that object that's up there. This. Okay. Are you a lot happier that we moved it over there? You can communicate? Can you make the lights light up if you are?
Are you the person that, in part, it makes this sounds terrible, died at the funeral?
Right.
While Tim and Lauren ask questions, an anomaly appears outside of the basement window and looks in before vanishing. We ruled this out as not being headlights from a car, as the location of the window would be hard to reach from the road, and no lights illuminate the window frame or anything inside the basement.
Are you the person that, in part, it makes this sounds terrible, died at the funeral?
Right.
Are you the person that, in part, it makes this sounds terrible, died at the funeral?
Right. So if there's anybody up here that would like to communicate with us, we have a couple of devices on this shelf over here. You can come up and, like Lauren just did, touch that metal rod that's there, get close to it, you know, wave your hand over it or something. It'll change colors on there. There's multiple colors. If you have a favorite color, can you come up and make that light change to your favorite color? If those devices worry you, or they're not going to hurt you by any means, but if it's something that you didn't want to get near, can you make a noise in this room? So you do like that device that we have. Can you light that light up again if you do like the device? Thank you. Was that a noise and a device even?
I don't know.
That wasn't me.
No.
It sounded like a ping or something.
Yeah. All right, we have a multitude of devices for you to play with in here. The one with the red light has a metal rod. All you have to do is come in contact with it, touch the antenna that's here, or any of the lights, or turn the light on. We also have a. Are you communicating with that light? Can you shut it off to let me know you're communicating with the light? Thank you. If you're a male spirit, can you turn that light on for us again?
As Tim begins asking questions in hopes of getting responses on the REM pod, his flashlight turns on by itself.
That's here, or any of the lights, or turn the light on. We also have a. Are you communicating with that light? Can you shut it off to let me know you're communicating with the light? Thank you. If you're a male spirit, can you turn that light on for us again? Okay.
Lauren and Tim, we know you're working hard, investigating at the museum now. And we're sorry we're not there with you, but we are too busy mowing down on these awesome long hot dogs, some mozzarella sticks.
Oh my god.
You guys do the work, we get the rewards. Have fun.
Those hot dogs are awesome.
That's great.
We don't mean you any harm. We're just here to talk to you, find out why you're here, and just learn a little bit more about you. This device is going to let you speak to us. Is there anyone here? It's me. What's your name, sir? Can you say that again? Are you attached to an item in this room? Did anyone sit at this desk? How many spirits are here? Can you give me a number? What was that? Can you give me a number?
What's compelling about this evidence is that I asked for a number, and the voice on the spirit box says the number not once, but twice.
What was that? Is Ellen here? Are there any Native Americans here? You know what time it is?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Let's get a peek up in here. Alright. Actually, yeah, I'll give that back to you. Alright, Lisa, I'm going to have you come over here a second. That way we can kind of find out where the bats are before they see us.
I don't like the light, that's for sure.
Yeah, let's go. A little perusal in there. Look up towards the rafters, maybe. Oh, there was one over there. You see it?
Yeah.
That little spot. That's gonna be a bat. Looks like just one.
Yellow dot.
Yeah. Alright, so let's see what we can find out in here. Alright, is there anyone in here besides the bat?
somewhere up in there. Oh, I think I see him. Was there a fire here at one point?
Yeah. They had the fire.
When we head downstairs, one of our cameras picks up a shadowy figure standing in the main hallway. No one notices it, but it seems solid. When slowed down, you can see it clearly, and then it seems to move to the left. Here's a similar shot from later in the evening. Note how there is nothing there. When played side by side, you can tell that it's not the file cabinet in the archive room, as that is much further back and a much lighter color.
Alright guys, I'm going to try to talk to you again. Are you ready to talk yet? How about you just start off with your first name? Just said me?
Yeah.
So we need your actual name. Do you need more energy? Who's here with us? Feel free to use the energy that's created. Hello? Did you hear it? Hello?
Yeah.
We can hear you. What's your name? Can you hear us? Who's here with us?
Once the activity with the spirit box starts picking up, a strange ball of light appears close to the ceiling of the main hall, being almost 10 feet in the air.
Is Ellen here?
Okay.
Is this enough energy for you? Can I put it here maybe? How's that? Is that better?
Can you tell us your name now? Who was the gentleman we were speaking to earlier? Don't you consider it rude not to talk to someone? You have to be more clear. If you're not going to talk to us, I'm going to turn all these devices off. Give you one last chance. There's the energy you need. Tell us your name.
This marks the second time we have heard the names Ellen and Kate. We believe Ellen is in fact Ellen Larned. But who is this Kate? And why is she coming through?
Trying to come through. It's the attic above us, right?
Huh?
The attic is what's above us?
I think so, yeah.
I thought I heard footsteps a second ago. Are you hiding in a different room? Tell you what, you come talk to us, we're going to leave you something nice. We'll leave you a little treat. You can hug it? I beg?
No.
It's either behind you or above you, dude.
What's the name?
It's just above. Are you in the attic? This is your last chance to talk. Who knows when this will happen again? Do you have any messages that you want to pass on to loved ones? You said I do. Enter the attic. Let's see if there's anyone up here. We heard banging up here. So we heard you tromping around up here making all sorts of noise. That's fine, we don't care. We just want you to come over and say something to us. What was that? There was something over there just moved. Is that you in the corner? Or is it a wild animal?
I said don't forget about the bat.
No, what the heck is that? There's something moving over there. Where did it go? Oh no. I swear there was something there and I accidentally shut the camera off and now it's gone. I think it was a possum. Oh god. Alright, let's see what these guys want to do.
We can't resist the urge to get one last scare.
That was close.
Excuse me, Miss Spears! Leave a pair of pants over here, stat. You get scared every investigation.
The Ellen Larned Museum is filled with relics of a time all but forgotten, and with these relics are those who were once tied to them. Ellen Larned herself made contact with us throughout the night, as did other spirits. Once again we are shown that even after we pass, we can still visit the places we loved in life. If you ever find yourself in this museum, be sure to tell Ellen the ghost guys say hi. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. If you like what you just saw, make sure you hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, and hit that like.